toes together. I'll let you get settled there. Toes together, heels slightly apart. And then a nice, I'll wait for you just a minute. I think it needs to go back a little bit. Toes together, slightly apart. On a nice deep inhale, bring your hands to reach for the sky. Nice deep inhale in. And I invite you to set an intention for your practice today. What is it that brings you to yoga? What brings you to your mat? Maybe you'd like greater strength or flexibility. You're cultivating equanimity under pressure. Whatever it is for you today, on an inhale, bring your hands together in front of your heart to seal in that intention. Take a few deep breaths in here. Intention is not just a thought in our head, it's something that we know, feel by heart. Now on your next exhale, clasp your elbows and slowly forward fold. Notice if your body wants to lean to one side or the other and balance it out. What we practice here, you take with you off of your mat. Relax the neck, relax the face, relax the jaw. And on your next exhale, let your hands fall to the ground. Couple deep breaths in here. Your hands for the sky, slight back bend, and now we will begin the flow series. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, look up and lengthen. Exhale, walk or jump back, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Hands are firmly planted on the ground, fingers spread, arms are stretched, heels are reaching for the ground. Take 3 nice, deep breaths in here. Now on your next exhale, bend your knees, gaze up between your hands, and walk or jump your feet to meet your hands. Inhale, look up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, hands reach for the sky, slight arch back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, look up. Exhale, walk or jump back, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Bend to the right knee and reach your left heel for the ground. And then bend your left knee and reach your right heel for the ground. And start pedaling a little, back and forth. We're warming up our legs, warming up our bodies. Take deep breaths in, out. On your next exhale, bend the knees, walk or jump your feet to meet the hands. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reach for the sky. dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Exhale, bend the knees, walk or jump the feet to meet the hands. Inhale, look up. Exhale, forward fold. Reach the hands for the sky, slight bend back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, look up. Exhale, walk or jump back, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Right leg reaches back. Swing it between the hands. Inhale up into crescent pose. Knee is bent at a 90-degree angle. Left foot is pivoted up off the ground. Arms are reaching for the sky. Deep breath in. Exhale, hands back down to the ground. Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Left leg reaches up and back. Bring it between the hands. Inhale, crescent pose. Abs are engaged. Hips are level. Shoulder blades are down. Exhale, hands back down to the ground, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Look up between the hands, bend the knees, walk or jump the feet. Inhale, look up. Exhale, forward fold. Now squat deep and reach high for fierce pose. Knees are bent. Abs are engaged again, arms reaching, shoulders down. A few deep breaths in here. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, look up. Exhale, walk or jump back, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Right leg reaches up and back. Swing it between the hands. Inhale, crescent pose. Exhale, hands back down to the ground, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Left leg reaches up and back. Swing it between the hands. Inhale, crescent pose. Exhale, hands back down to the ground, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Bend the knees, walk or jump the hands. Look up, forward fold. Inhale, squat deep, reach high, fierce pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, look up and lengthen. Exhale, walk or jump back, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Right leg reaches back. Swing it between the hands. Inhale, crescent pose. Exhale, hands back down to the ground, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let out a deep sigh if it's there. Left leg reaches back. Swing it between the hands. Inhale, crescent pose. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Bend the knees. Look up between the hands. Walk or jump the feet. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, forward fold. Squat deep. Reach high, fierce pose. Now see if you can bend just an inch or two lower this time. We should be feeling pretty warmed up by now. Deep breaths in. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, look up. Exhale. Now take your feet about hips width distance apart. You can fit 2 fists in between them. Padahastasana. So place the palms of your hands underneath the ball of your foot. And then pull up, but you want to have your elbows slightly bent so that you feel your biceps slightly engaged. Now straighten the arms and pull. Pull on the arms, back on the legs, straightening them. Release your hands from under your foot. Walk back into downward facing dog. Breath in here. Inhale, right leg reaches back. Swing it between the hands. Inhale, crescent pose. Exhale, warrior two. So in warrior two, our arms are reaching with energy to the back, from the back of the room to the front of the room. Right leg is facing toward the front, bent up to a 90-degree angle. If I were to draw a line between your right and left heel, it would be a straight line from front to back. It would be parallel to the sides of the mat. Deep breath in here. Shoulders down. Pivot back into crescent pose. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Left leg, reach it back. Swing it between the hands. Inhale, crescent pose. Exhale, warrior two. Again, shoulders down. Point of focus is your middle finger, the tip of the nail. Hips are level, calves engaged. Transition back into crescent pose. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Look up between the hands, bend the knees, walk or jump. Inhale, look up. Exhale, forward fold. Squat deep, reach high, fierce pose. Squat a little deeper. Remember to engage the abs, shoulders down. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, look up. Exhale, walk or jump back. Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Right leg, reach back. Swing it between the hands. Inhale, crescent pose. Exhale. Exhale into warrior four. So we're, yeah, great. Yeah, it's almost your head. So you can heart center, reaching for the sky. Exhale, back into crescent. Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Left leg reaches back. Swing it between the hands. Inhale, crescent pose. Exhale, warrior four. Heart center open. Arms perpendicular, 90-degree angles. Crescent pose. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Okay, keep going.
Good, that was good. Yeah. Let's give her a round of applause. All right. So do you guys have any questions so far for Marcy? Come up, any suggestions? This is one of Marcy's first group classes.
People, yes.
Yeah. Outside of teacher training.
I thought that was really good.
Yeah.
I think so too. So basic. What was good about it?
Your inflection was really good.
Your voice.
Yeah, your voice, and your verbal commands were clear.
The pace was
Concise.
nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
The
What-
pace was nice.
Oh, the pace is nice.
Yeah, there was no confusion or clear about
Clear.
what to do.
Okay, yeah, I know, I've still got to do a little bit of this with like how Stephen talks about things in between, but I have to stay focused now on just remembering what. But how about some constructive feedback as well?
I would say longer pauses.
Okay.
And then maybe breathing with us so you know how long we're breathing. If you're practicing the class with us, then you can breathe along so you keep the pace of the inhale and exhale, because I did notice it a few times.
Was I ahead?
You were either ahead, or when you were up and you said exhale, we were up and it said inhale, reach up, exhale. The exhale is the release.
Yeah.
So just remember the release is the exhale.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
For me, the one moment that I felt maybe could use tightening up was when you were describing the line between
Yes,
Yeah.
I kind of messed up there.
Yeah, which
She's
is
been
totally-
working on that one, yeah.
Yeah, but I think it's obviously helpful information, but I think maybe even because I was trying to listen to what you were saying, but it could maybe be briefer, tighter, just because I was oh, what,
Yeah.
it just kind of took me out for a second.
So you got a little lost for a
Well, you
second.
know why? Because I didn't say it correctly, and then I realized what I was saying. You could draw a line anywhere between the feet, and it would be a straight line.
Right. What you want to say is keep your right foot pointing directly forward, so your right foot is parallel to the side edge of your mat. If you drew a line through the center line of your front foot, through your right heel, that same line should go back and meet up with your left ankle. That's how you describe that. So you set the front line, you set the direction the line is coming from. If you drew a line from the front of your mat through your front foot, right? And you said your front foot is parallel to the side edges of your mat. So you said that. So you said, so whenever you guys give an instruction, you have to set the base point first, right? Just in the same way if you're going on a map. You have to know where north is. You have to know where your starting point is. Otherwise you don't have anything. So you set the first point first, lock that in place. Make sure your right foot, you can even say, guys, look at, well, maybe I should come up.
Yeah.
Okay. So maybe you should say something like, guys, look at your right foot. So, if I say, and it's okay, I mean, this is how we learn these things. Am I in the same?
You're in the shot now.
Okay, so here's the thing. So and that is an instruction thing that makes me, I'm always I know what you're saying. Usually also, you do have to remember that most people will still know what you're saying. But you can't assume that. And what makes a good teacher better is knowing the concise instruction. So whenever you say an alignment like that, so what we're talking about right now is the front lunge from, was it Warrior 2? Warrior 2. So what you have to do, although this isn't going to be the best because my mat's not set. So what I would say is I'd say look down at your right foot. Make sure that the center line of your right foot from front to back is parallel to the side edge of your yoga mat, right? So now I've set my front point. Then, let me just turn this way. If you drew a line from the front of your right foot through the center line of your right foot through its heel, that line would go back and meet up with your left ankle. Okay? That's clear instruction because now you've set the direction of where the foot is pointing. You've lined it up parallel to another parallel point, right? So if I did this correctly, my foot's not like this. Okay? Because it's like this. Because I said center line parallel to the side edge of the mat. That's a concise instruction. Right? Do you guys agree? Then, from the front, if you drew a line from the front view of your right foot through the center line of your right foot, it would go through your right heel to meet up with your left ankle. Okay? Now the other one that's hard. Your left foot, push down through the pinky toe edge of your left foot
and your left foot is turned in 15 degrees from the back edge of your yoga mat. Again, toe in is actually the medical term that they use for whether a foot is pointing like this or like that. It's called toe in or toe out. I wish there was a cooler name, like supination, pronation, okay? But there isn't. It's toe in, toe out, which is simple, but it doesn't sound technical. So your left foot is turned toe in 15 degrees from the back edge of your mat in Warrior Two. For the purposes of the class, do people really know what degrees are? Not a lot of people. So what you could say is turn your left foot in a little bit from the back edge of your mat. So if you want to like simplify it, you can say it's turn toe in. If they still don't understand that, it's not a critical alignment, but in the Bikram, now here's something to know. This is what experience will, that's why like doing yoga a lot might help. In the Bikram lineage, which is a very popular lineage, it's not maybe as big as power yoga is, but it's big. They do their warrior lunge like this.
Oh wow.
They turn it out. We don't, because why? I believe because this is just another fighting stance. It's just another sword fighting kata. There was this, which is the fully extended version, because that's even more, right? And then there was this, which is more of a stronger stance. Okay? It is not right or wrong there. Neither one of them is going to injure your ankle, just different lineages. Okay? So what you want to do is, where you made the mistake was in the front foot, which is usually the case. Usually we forget to set the front point, and because of that, then it's all like yeah, it can be anywhere. You have to set that first line, and that's okay. That's part of, that's part of the, now, so the first phases is us getting the sequence in, like getting them down, and then the second phase is like tightening up the specific things. But overall, I think like, look, I make mistakes. Like I'm not supposed to state political agendas, right? And every now and then I throw a political joke out, and I just can't help it. It's a mistake, actually, in the long run. But whatever, it's something that it's okay. Because like, let's say one of you, I have students that, believe it or not, I have students that love Trump. And so like, I don't, in group classes, generally make the mistake and talk about political stuff, because why would I want to piss him off? He's here for yoga. He doesn't want to talk politics, right? Anyway, so you make mistakes. And the best thing though, that, like, what did she not do? There's actually a really important lesson in this whole observation. What did she not do when she made the mistake?
She didn't stop and correct herself. She kept going.
Exactly. She kept going as if
Nothing happened.
nothing happened. That's right. Another very critical thing. Critical. It doesn't seem important, but it actually is very important. If you make a mistake, you have two options. Well, you probably have a bunch, but the two ones that I would choose is A, just go on as if nothing happened. That's probably the best one. The best one. The other one, which is still pretty good, is you could say something like let's say you really fumbled somehow, like let's say you made a Freudian slip or something. Then you can make a joke about it. You can say, hey guys, sorry, my tongue stumbled in front of my eye tooth and went blind for a second. Then say whatever your next statement is. Okay, so you can like make a funny joke about it, and then you just make them laugh or whatever, and just be like, ah, messed up. Oh well, life goes on. Put your right foot there, whatever. I meant not levitating. Oh well, you can do that too. Now, I prefer the first. I would rather you just move on. That's the more professional way. But sometimes, like it's such a bad blunder, like it's a Freudian slip where you said like, whatever it is, like for me, like I don't know what it would be, but some weird slip, like you say some weird thing, then you just say that second one. Okay? But that was very good. Let's go around with that. And so Marcy did, this is like her first actual group class outside of training, right? Or did you do another group class?
No.
Yeah, she kind of stopped for a while too, which this does happen. This may happen to some of you. Life happens. She started getting really busy and making a bunch of money. And so we didn't see her for a while, and then she came back, right? She got really busy. Yeah. Which happens, sometimes you just get busy. And so if you stop here's the other thing too about doing teacher training, as we all know, it's a muscle. Like if you stop for a long time, for like, let's say 6 months or a year, you're gonna lose a lot of the information. So like you gotta when I always say it's like you're priming a boat or priming a car, like you have to get it ready, and then once the engine's running, like keep it running. Like keep it going. Like don't stop for a long period of time.
Knowledge test right away.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Yeah, it's good to stay consistent throughout. But that's always true. But the good thing is too, as long as I'm still around, I can always, we did some touch-up classes too, and so we got her back up to speed. So I think that was good. Any other questions that you have for them? You guys have any? Yeah, I think that some of the pauses were really good, but I do think that overall I think it was pretty good. I don't want to critique you too much right now anyway. So I do think that you did good for where we're at right now. And I think that if it was a group class, most people, they would have got lost in that one instruction, but other than that, they would have been able to do your class. And also the other thing too about that is that you were aware of it, and then the next time,
As soon as I did it, it's like, oh.
you just go on, and then the next time though, another thing you could do, which I do this, if I mess up, and I know I messed up, I don't make a thing about it. But I do that pose another time, and then I nail that alignment. So I really, nail it. So I'll be like, pull your right foot directly forward, line it up, look at your right foot. And maybe even look around the room and go correct, be like, hey, your right foot's here, okay, yeah, let's line this up. Let's really work the alignment of Warrior 2, and then really build on that posture so you really get it, and then they really get it. And that way, if there was confusion on the first round, you can just go back and teach that pose again. In the set sequence, you'll get busted because some people will know, there will be students that know what your sequence was supposed to be, and they'll be like, she did Warrior 2 twice when she should have only done it once. But that's, that's okay. It's not, we're doing yoga. We're not, nobody's going to die if you did the Warrior 2 twice or something, or Warrior 2 twice, right? It's not the end of the world. So remember, also, it is a training, it is a discipline, but keep it light. It's not, if you mess up on one thing, it's not the end of the world. So we'll just keep drilling and one thing that's really good though is to I think keep on practicing with your boyfriend, the guy that you're dating now, and keep him, keep that steady, and you'll iron that stuff out. And then also make notes, and then we can meet this week again. All right? Yeah.
What do you recommend doing if you mess up really bad and you kind of lose your place? Just bringing it back in a downward dog, or
if you lose your place,
or just mentally, if you kind of got lost, do you just say, okay, back to downward dog, and you're here?
Yeah, neutral pose, right? So that if you get really lost, okay. So this shouldn't be happening too much over time, but I will admit that sometimes when I would get, many years ago, I've been teaching for years, but I had a girlfriend that she got really sick, and I had to teach because there wasn't anybody that could sub. So I was an emotional wreck that morning because I'd been up all night at the hospital and the whole thing. So when I taught the class, I think I was a little discombobulated and I got lost in one of the sets because one thing about memory, short-term memory loss, is from not getting enough sleep a lot of times, and if you're up all night, which does happen, or you get sick and you're up all night and you have to teach, I'd rather teach an okay class than no class at all because they're there to work out. You're letting them down. They got up the guts, the muster, the time, all of these reasons to motivate, the motivation to show up, and then you, the teacher, isn't there. I'm sorry, that's not acceptable. It's not okay. So when that happens, if you get totally lost, then you put everyone in down dog. Hopefully you have, and we'll talk about this later, but usually I try to have one student that's there, that's a long-term student of mine. In every class, I try to bring one person. So I know, especially in the very beginning of class, you know that this person has your back. Plus, you've also promoted because you're trying to get one person and, oh, Sally can't make it. She wrote me, okay, let me call Louie. Oh, Louie can't make it. All right, let me call Joey. Okay, Joey, can you make it? Yeah, I'll be there. Okay, Joey said he'll be there. That's one. The rule is 3 because he still may not show up, even though he said he was going to show up. So then you call your friends. You have one person that's got your back. That person, your sister, would be perfect, or Evan. You put them in down dog and you go to that person and you say, hey, I had a really rough night. Did we just do the Warrior 2 sequence? And then they'll say, yeah, we did, okay. All right, we did the right leg, right? Yeah, okay. All right, everyone, we're gonna do Warrior 2 left side. Left leg reaches up and back, left leg lunges forward, and that's how you get through it. So that doesn't happen to me so much anymore. I will say this, many years ago when I smoked weed, that would happen. I'd have short-term memory loss. It would happen, and it's from smoking pot. Yeah. Well, how do I know? I stopped smoking weed, it doesn't happen anymore.
Came back.
Yeah, the short-term memory came back. Direct result from it. So it's true. I mean, for me, and again, that's anecdotal, so I think studies would show that that's a factor. But that's how you deal with it. If it isn't somebody, then usually you have somebody that you trust the most. You know what I mean? Like there's somebody in the room that's done your class and that knows you're a pro and you know, whatever. Or whatever. If you really get lost, then you can also just honesty. Like so far, none of this was dishonest. You just went up and you found out what where you were supposed to be. But then you could also my last resort is honesty. Hey guys, I was up all night. I was up all night. My girlfriend, there was an issue with my girlfriend and her health. I'm lost right now. What did we just do? Okay, all right, left leg. So you could just admit it. Just if that's the case, because then you want to get back to where the sequence was. You know what I mean? So that does matter. You don't want to be all in the middle of it. All of a sudden they were doing, let's say, Warrior 2, and then you got them doing the left leg triangle. It's not really fair to them. So at that point, then you suck it up and you just admit what happened and deal with it that way. Last resort, though. That's the last resort. Because it is unprofessional in the end. You're a pro. You should know where you were, right? That is your job. You are human. Every now and then things happen. But the bottom line is you should be good at what you do, whatever it is. So, and that's also partially why I say a good class starts the night before. I was at a big party last night. All my friends were drinking, except one. All my friends were drinking and smoking and doing, smoking weed and doing all this stuff. And I knew that I had this class. Totally sober the whole night, even though my friends were literally pushing drugs on me. I don't know why it is, but they want me to smoke weed with them so bad, even though they know I'm so I'm sober. So yeah, it's weird. Okay. All right, I think that covers your visit. You're welcome to hang out if you'd like for a little while. If you need to go, then you got stuff to do. All right, so let's give her a little round of applause. Please. All right, thanks, Marcy. All right, good. So now we still have quite a bit of stuff to cover. We will also continue with the script as well. So I think we got through a good portion of it. That was so each sequence, actually I want to explain the blocks of the sequence and then we'll go into some more stuff. But let's go into, different ways of learning, how to observe the class. Okay, so let's do this. So we're going to go through different senses. So this is what I just call the senses lecture. The senses lecture means, we talked a little bit briefly about this, but you do need to figure out who you are. So a little side assignment is, human beings are categorized into different ways of processing. So in some people need to see the visual. right? So this is a visual, you said you're a visual learner. How did you come up with that term? I'm curious.
Visual, I have to see something for like, yeah, and for me to really memorize it, I don't know.
You have to visually see it. But
Yeah.
how do you know, how do you use the term, why did you use the term visual learner? Did you just know that about yourself?
I guess so, yeah.
So there's this sort of term, like I'm an auditory learner,
Yeah.
or I'm a visual learner, or I'm a kinesthetic learner, right? Which some people need to feel what the thing is. So like a so that's somebody who needs to feel. I don't know of a smelling learner, but I'm sure that some people are more dominant with their sense of smell than others. So like that person might be more akin to a teacher that smells really good, right? Or whatever, but there are really three main categories there. It's visual, so somebody that needs to see, an auditory, someone needs to hear, and then a kinesthetic, which needs to feel. Okay, so feeling is also a tough one, but it's also doing the poses, so they need to memorize it in their body, right? There's that too. Like some people are very kinesthetic, and which is why we have the script, the visual, the pictorial, and then we also physically practice the set together because we cover all three. I used to not use a script because I didn't believe in them. You know what happened with the script though? The minute I added a script, it suddenly became much easier for everybody to learn, believe it or not. The script really helped a lot.